What is good, y'all? SUG game, man. It's your boy SmooveGotGame back with another Reds rebuild as we continue our playoff run here and look to try to go ahead and wrap up this NLDS with the swiftness, with a possibility of a sweep here in San Diego. We took care of business in our first two games, and we're handing things off this time to, as you can see on the screen, Eliza Hernandez, who will go toe-to-toe with Kyle Hendricks. In game number 3, man, if you guys are enjoying the series, leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below for your boy, and as well as let me know some feedback below with MLB The Show 23 coming to getting closer and closer to coming out. If we win the World Series this year, I think I'll for sure start over on MLB The Show 23 with a new team and maybe carry that one out through longevity, so we'll get a little bit farther through the season this time, so starting at the time the game launches. But let me know if you guys would rather also see me continue with this team through MLB The Show 23, whether you can import it or just stay on MLB The Show 22. Let that be known down below in the comment section what you guys would like to see if we don't win the World Series. So if we do win the World Series, I think, mission complete. We rebuilt the team. I don't know why I struggle to say that, but we rebuilt the team, and I think it's time to start off with a new one. If we don't win the World Series, do we continue till we win a World Series, or what would be the next objective for us to kind of do? So let me know how you guys are feeling, what you guys think about that. As for today's episode, though, we will be in the beautiful city of San Diego. For those that don't know, it's my home city, baby. This is where I'm from. So this is who I theoretically, should be a fan of, with the San Diego Padres. But nah, Yankees fan through and through, if you guys didn't know that as well. But we're at Petco Park, getting ready for game number 3 as the San Diego Padres look to hold off the Cincinnati Reds in front of their home crowd to at least make this one extend out to game number 5, which would be back in Cincinnati, back in front of our home crowd. So it's going to be a tough road for the Padres to win this one. They'll have to beat us twice at home, which is something that's obtainable, especially with home crowd and home field advantage, but then have to go right back on the road, hope that momentum carries back over to the home field where we ended up taking care of business. But we're not going to look to let that happen. Eliza Hernandez has been arguably our best pitcher all season. Most amount of quality starts per game started, lowest ERA from probably like 97% of the season was below a 3 ERA, and only recently got above a 3. As you can see, recaps on games 1 and 2, we won 11-0 and then 1-0. So hopefully the offense picks it back up today. We got great pitching performances to this point, but we can't always count on those to keep us in the ball game. So hopefully Jonathan India and the rest of these bats are ready to go ahead and get active. And the man tasked with stopping them, as you see him walking, making his slow way out to the mound, picking up that little baseball and going to be trying to chuck that thing at the plate and strike us out. It's that man Kyle Hendricks, ready for his first postseason start as we get a look back at what he was able to go ahead and do this season. 33 starts, a 10-10 record with a 3.26 ERA, over 200 innings, which is something rare I found among starting pitchers. Nobody really goes that far, but 136 strikeouts with 186 walks given up. He's not a big strikeout guy. The ball will be going to these bats, which is kind of dangerous with our lineup, so hopefully we can make him pay for that. Now the first man he will face is Jonathan India, who's batting .250 so far this postseason. Doing okay, but we would love to see a couple more hits come through, and that's going to be off the pitcher's foot. Third baseman will come in, barehanded throw over to first base, and he got him. First pitch, got unlucky, and it's giving me an option here to challenge. Now I got to go ahead and go to my booth, call up my man up in the press box, like, hey, we good? Should we do this one? He's telling me, hold on, let me think. Challenge that mug. We're gonna go ahead and challenge that one. Now if we're successful, we will get another challenge past the 7th inning too as well. So we give the thumbs up over to him, and they got to go back to the booth and review that, which I think if y'all saw from that angle, it's pretty well to see. He was just barely on the bag right there before the ball came through, so that should be an easy reversal. We get another look. They zoom in closely, foot on the bag, ball is not there. So there's the show vision showing you guys off a little bit of flashy angles, but they will go ahead and ultimately reverse this call him safe. So from what looked like a very unlucky pitch to end up being our first base runner of the game, runner at first base, Cesar Hernandez is up batting .500 in the postseason so far, and look to try to keep that going as he swings over the top of that circle change. And next he gets a fastball on the ground. That will be chopped over to first, over to shortstop for 1, back to first base for 2, and that'll be a double play ball there. We're going to go ahead and get him out of the inning, as we have coming up next Rafael Devers, MVP snub. Didn't even get on the list. We're going to mention it every time he comes up to bat, but he will ground this one right over into the shift. If that shift hadn't been there, that would probably been a base hit, but because of it, that'll be saved. So that'll be the end of that inning. 3 up, 3 down. Got the double play ball that he needed and got a quick out of Devers, so didn't have to worry about too much. But here goes that man, Eliza Hernandez. 30 starts, only a 12-11 record, so win-loss doesn't show dominance, but a 3.12 ERA, which, like I said, up until the last like 1 or 2 starts was below 3. A 1.23 whip. This man was an animal all season and a very clutch pitcher for us when our 1 and 2s were not doing too good. So he got to move up in the rotation to number 3 to see what he can do. First man, he will face CJ Abrams, who has yet to get a hit in the entire series. And, of course, it comes here at home against Hernandez for his first time being on the base pass. Now we got watch out for that speed over at first base. Now attempting to steal here on the 2-2, and we'll get him to swing at the low 4-seamer. Retire him down. Next up is Fernando Tatis Jr. He will fly this one over to Devers with another line rope for out number 2. So far, so good. Manny Machado up next. Runner still has not advanced yet. No steal attempts. We haven't even tried to throw over. This will be ground over to Aguilar, who will just trot his way over to first himself and be a quick, easy out. So just like that, 4 up, 4 down for them as they were able to get on with a lucky leadoff base runner, but nothing to show from it as we go to the top of the second, trying to get our offense to work a little bit. Jesus Aguilar, 1 out, 2-2 count here. Chops that sinker on the ground. Pitch count pretty low for Hendricks. Only 10 pitches through to this point, so a lot of early count swinging as that is a perfectly timed swing on that one. And that ball will be launched to deep center field. It's a solo home run here in Petco Park for Jesus Aguilar. His second hit of the postseason and his second home run of the postseason. It's another solo shot to put the Reds on the board early here. With 1 out, he's been the main bat that's helped us out. Yesterday was the lone runner that came across for us to win that game. And then here today, getting everything started off early as we are up 1-0. Following it up, we got Mike Moustakas with a chance to go ahead and extend this lead just a little bit farther, as he has been clutch through the season, but so far today, not too much. And that's a line drive into the outfield. And you gotta be kidding me. Perfectly timed up again, but James Woods laying it all out there on the field says, I will not give up any more runs for my pitcher as long as I can withstand it. Gets the diving catch there, gets us out of the second, but that might be all we needed. So far this series, the pitching performances have been great. So that might be all that we need here to get another run. If we can get another shutout or team shutout, however it might happen to happen, I'm cool with it. So Hernandez gets the first out there on a little fly ball, lazily hit out to right field, and then swing and misses through the upstairs 4-seamer. As we're going 2 outs, James Woods, who took away that ball, let's see if we can take away his at bat. 1-1, flies this one out to Allen, going out to center field, using that speed. He will not get there. So not only will he take a hit away, but he'll get a hit as well, as that'll be a 2-out double to place him at second base. Now they've got a base runner out there in scoring position the first time today. Austin Nola will have a chance to get him over, but with the 1-1 pitch, he'll ground it over to Devers, misses the tag, but throws it over to first base anyway for the easy out. And just like that, 2 hits for each side, just ours a little bit more effective. And we skip all the way to the top of the 5th. Not much bat production has been going on in this game. Another similar to game 2, where it was a 1-0 ball game. Not many hits and stuff coming through. Here today, top of the 5th, 1 out. We're getting another hit finally as Moustakas grounds us over to second base to short for 1, and he will drop it. So a chance maybe for some luck there. If you don't get the double play, runs are going to come into play. Jay Allen, tight on the hands, but we'll bloop this in front of the right fielder for the base hit. Oh, and Moustakas trying to go to third. No, he will turn it back around. That boy thought he might have had speed for a second, but ended up wrapping it right back to second base. Tyler Stevenson up next, and he will line this one. That will get down into the gap. That is exactly what we needed. We just told you, if you don't make the double play, then the runs are going to come to play. I know that's rhyming with the same word, but it's all good, as it's a 3-0 lead now. And this team gets really confident when runs start coming in, so it might not be over. 0-2, Jonathan India chops this one over into the gap. They'll throw to the pitcher, foot race to the bag, but he will beat him. Hendricks able to get there first. Tyler Stevenson, though, coming in clutch with those 2 RBIs. Now it's up to Hernandez to keep this thing nice and even. That will get down past the third baseman, Devers, diving. Gallo will come up, grab it, and throw will come in, and that throw will be way offline, as it's going to go into the other part of the outfield, as Granger will have to go grab it off of the backstop there with a little rain tarp of his and throw over to Devers. And I guess because of that dive, Devers, even though he got back up, looks like he might have fractured or broke his leg. So he'll have to come out of the ball game at least who knows if it'll be a longer term injury. And I've got to bring somebody else in at third base. And the question here is, do I bring in Ahmad Rosario or Max Sirach? I didn't want to bring in Rosario just because of the speed factor, just in case they were able to get runs back. And I needed a pinch runner with some speed. I wanted to save the 90 speed for later. So I leaned more towards Max Sirach, who actually has pretty high contact versus righties. His power is okay. But I still ended up going with Ahmad Rosario, man. It just looked like the power might be better there. And hitting in that 3 spot where he would be at, I definitely need some more power. So this ball will get down to the outfield, though, as we go back to the pitching. As that'll be an RBI double, as that barely booped down the line. So 3-1 ball game now. Austin Nola is up 1-2. And he'll get jammed in on the hands for the first out of the inning. Maybe a good chance to go ahead and wheel this thing back in. Andrew Stevenson, 3-1. Watches the low four seam. He's going to go ahead and walk his way over to first base. But this puts the double play into possibility now. Hernandez still not rattled. Still plenty of time. But I do get a mound visit out there for him. 69 pitches through 4 1/3. Just got a walk. Has given up 2 hits. And I am kind of getting worried a little bit. Although he looks calm, cool, and collected, I'm just in case we're going to get Luis Castillo up. I put him to stretch and toss. Just in case this inning gets worse. 0-2 though here. CJ Abrams will take this one into the outfield. Gallo will go ahead and get it. Come up throwing just fast enough to not allow a run to come in. But we still got bases loaded. So play at any base. Double play possibility still intact. And this will be a fly ball that goes out to Gallo. He's going to round around it. So he's in position to make the throw. And the throw's going to come into the plate. Beeline bouncing. But it will not be in time. That is an RBI sac fly. And it's a 3-2 ball game. We still got the lead though. We're still okay if we can get past Fernando Tatis, and he is a liner right back up the middle with Jay Allen, who will come up firing himself to the plate. This will one bounce to the catcher, but not be in time as well. That's another RBI in this ball game. Is tied. At this point, we've got Luis Castillo up, fully warming up round, but he's still not ready, so we got to get another batter in, and this will be an RBI base hit up the middle. It's 4-3. Bottom of the 5th, we cannot get this second out, and I've seen enough at this point. Elijah Hernandez, you're good, you're done. Let's bring in Luis Castillo. This was just one of your bad outings, I guess, but we will bring in Castillo, who did pretty good this year. 75 record, 2 saves in 32 games. I can't remember how many of those he started, but a 3.32 ERA, 1.28 WHIP. At one point was this team's ace, so we're looking to see if he could close things out here with the pitches that he has on tap. 4-seamer, watch for strike number 1 against Luke Voigt. And then this 4-seamer left a little bit too much of the plate, as that will go back into the center field wall. Gone! Jay Allen couldn't get there in time for the lead. And that is a 3-run home run, a 7-run 5th inning. Just like that, the Reds offense felt like it was on top of the world, ready to take over this game and sweep and move on to the next round to get ready early for the possibility of playing the Phillies. But just like that, things turn on their head as we're going to the top of the 6th, down for the first time in this whole series. 7-3. Max Sirach is up now. Batting in the 3rd spot as he takes his circle change and lines it out to center field right to him. For out number 2, and it'll be Joey Gallo. Looking to start a little rally here as Kyle Hendricks is still in the ballgame, surprisingly enough, as that'll be a base hit that finds its way through the shift. Maybe if you were playing actual shortstop, you might would have got that ball, but thankfully we're able to beat it. So maybe a little 2-out rally can get going here as we got Doug Granger with a full, or not Doug Granger, Jesus Aguilar with a full count. Granger in the on-deck circle waiting to come up. That's a circle change that caught too much of the plate. That's going to go deep out to right field. Just caught at the wall. Just able to go ahead and glove that as we take things to the top of the 8th. We're running out of chances. 6 more outs to go before we can make this comeback a reality. Tyler Stevenson will watch ball 4 and walk over. Jonathan India will have a full count to himself, as well as Mike Myers coming in to pitch out of the relief, out of the bullpen. And he walks 2 people immediately. So next up is Cesar Hernandez. He's got a full count as well. And we'll watch a cutter catch too much of the play. He thought he was walking 2. Unfortunately, he's going to be walking back to the dugout as they go ahead and bring Ryan Withers in. They saw enough 2 walks in the strikeout. They bring him in, but he hasn't done too much better. 2 2/3 innings. That ERA is up above 6.75. I think he gave up 2 or 3 earned runs in his outing. So Max Sirach, we look to you. This would normally be Devers, and he catches one off the right elbow. high and tight on the first pitch to go ahead and get himself over. Maybe Ryan Weathers didn't warm up properly. But we will go to Joey Gallo. 1 out, bases juiced, a chance to really put this game back in Reds' hands with one swing here. And he can definitely do it as he watches that slider on the edge. Called strike 3. And it'll be Jesus Aguilar, who has hit 2 home runs in this series so far. But not this one. He'll pop this 4-seamer up right behind second base. And it'll be Glove. With that catch, though, we are down to our final 3 outs. But first, we got to make sure that they don't extend their lead even farther. As Nomar Mazara, 2 outs against Luis Castillo, still working in this one. Looking to go ahead and retire this thing up and keep it a 4-run ball game. 0-2. Watches the circle change low. Let's see if he goes back to it here. 1-2. Catches too much of the plate. Does that look like it was right down the middle? And that ball will not be close. Up into that second row of seats as the San Diego Padres further extend this league out. Nomar Mazara, his first home run of the series. Well, of course it is, because this is the first time they've even scored this series. And unfortunately, it is an 8-3 game. And I don't know how we're going to come back from this one on the top of the ninth. And back up with Doug Granger as we're down to our final 3 outs here against Archie Bradley, who will go ahead and come in for the Padres to go ahead and shut this thing down, or try to at least, as he gets Granger to swing and miss through the circle change up top, down to 2 more outs. And the likelihood of us winning is just going lower and lower. Mike Moustakas. 2-2 count here. Fouls off the knuckle curve down the line. Looking to get a good pitch here as he does. And that will go out into left field. Great way to start out this inning though. 1 out. Getting a base hit. It's not about getting doubles, home runs at this point. We need to string together hits. Really catch fire and let it go through the whole batting order here. If we want to come back. Jay Allen carry the torch. 2 for 3 today. And he'll get a 4-seamer down the middle of the plate. This will go out towards right field, but right to him. Just couldn't get enough of that baseball there that time. 2 outs. It comes down to this last one. They're going to actually do another pinch change here. This is Brent Sutter. 37 games now. He's the closer for the regular season. Only 13 holes. A 2.81 ERA, though. But they went in and just made a pitching change. I guess Archie Bradley may be tired, or I really have no idea why they made this move. To bring him in. It's not like Archie Bradley was tired or throwing bad pitches. He just got 2 of the 3 outs. But it'll be Tyler Stevenson up next. 2 outs, runner at first base, and he'll be tasked with the opportunity to win this game for the Padres. He will. Chopped over the shortstop. They throw to second for the easy play, and the Padres stay alive. Very convincingly, too, as well. 8-3. Their bats finally woke up. Was able to get the jump on Eliza Hernandez and Luis Castillo's. I mean, the only thing he did was really give up a home run. So, in a sense, I guess you could say, like, one of those runs should be his at least. But the other 2 were all because of Hernandez allowed that inning to keep going. Could not get the final out there. So, unfortunately, due to that 7-run 5th inning, we're able to have to force a game 4. And that'll basically be one where we go ahead and bring in Tyler Mahaley to go ahead and try to finish this one out now. As I had to battle with, okay, do I bring in my ace again to get the series wrapped up, but then not have him to start off the next series? Or do I trust the bottom half of my pitching rotation to try to get this done so that way Luis Severino can go ahead and start off that next inning, or next game, next series? So 4 2/3 there. Eliza Hernandez wasn't even able to make it 5. I think that's the real reason I tried to let him stay in that too. Trying to get him 5 innings. I'm too worried about stats here in the postseason at this point. You know, it's not like postseason stats are saved for us to watch and keep track of. So I probably shouldn't have cared about that at all. I should have got him out there a lot sooner. Just really wanted him to at least go 5 in case we were able to get the win, so that way he didn't have a no decision. That's selfish on my part. So part of the blame can be placed on me for why we were not able to go ahead and get that. Now, if you guys remember though, we did have an injury coming out of that game, as Rafael Devers will miss 2 to 3 months with a fractured leg. Yeah, it's pretty tough. MVP candidate for the whole league, not only just the team, so definitely something that will be missed and we'll have to somehow try to replace. With him being hurt that long, we're able to bring somebody else up to the Major League roster for the postseason too as well, to help out the bench, because our bench is looking kind of light. And I was really kind of stuck between 3 options. Jordan Walker, who high potential, could potentially be up here, maybe. Did good at AAA for the other team, not so much for us. Jake Fraley as well, who hasn't had very many good stints when he's come up from the minor leagues. But same thing with Albert Moore Jr. Those guys have high overalls, high potentials, just haven't performed at the upper level. I went with the one with the highest overall out of the three and brought up an outfielder and Jake Fraley. Maybe I should have brought in an infielder, but I wanted to go outfield for this one, especially because we have the DH. So Mike Moustakas, if somebody in the infield needs a rest, we don't have enough people, he can go play, third base, first base if need to be, and somebody can play DH. But as you can see here, the Phillies actually went in and take care of business. They swept the Braves, so they're moved on. They're ready for us. They're getting extra rest while we go and try to finish out our series. You can see the lineup now. Mike Moustakas jumps into the 3 spot. We moved Ahmad Rosario to starting third base. And on the bench, we got Robles, Fraley, Chirac, and Matthew Nielsen. But this is going to be the batting order we roll with, both right and left. So Hernandez will be the permanent number 2, Moustakas at 3, Aguilar at 5, Granger at 6, Rosario at 7, just permanently. Not switching up between right and left, just because we don't have Devers to kind of cover that anymore for us. But we'll go ahead and jump into game 4, still at Petco Park, still with an elimination game on the line, and a chance for us to get this dub. And the man tasked with stopping us to give them an opportunity in Game 5 is Chris Paddock. 32 starts in the regular season, a 3.72 ERA with a 1.16 WHIP. Is a pretty good starting pitcher, 11-10. This is a good starting pitcher that you want to have in the 4th spot of your rotation. So he definitely had a good season this year too, and that kind of scares me with the way that our bats performed last game. Jonathan India, as always, will be tasked with the leadoff spot, trying to keep these bats hot and get us some good momentum here as we start off the ball game. As the first pitch from Chris will be a pop-up right to the catcher. What a way to start off the game. As unfortunately, we have to go ahead and settle down the first batter. Now, Cesar Hernandez will come up 0-2 trying to redeem him, but he swings and misses. It's dropped on the ground, though. Throw it on the first base. We'll get him. Nice and easy play there as Mike Moustakas. Are you going to go down 1-2-3 here to start out the ball game? Evened up count as he watches that knuckle curve get away from him a little bit on the outside part of the plate. And watches that 2-seamer, gets the call. Maybe a little bit of road team love there as we go ahead and take our way over to first base with Moustakas and give Gallo a chance to go ahead and make something happen here. He's got an evened up count just like Gallo, or just like Moustakas, and watches that pitch to go full as well. Swings and misses through the circle change when he could have walked just like Moustakas though. And they will go ahead and get out of this. Chris Paddock looking sharp so far. And we'll go with Tyler Mahle. I would show you his stats, but unfortunately, as you can see, they didn't pop up. So I know he had a 4.13 ERA, I believe, this season. Win-loss record, I know he was at least positive, but definitely had his ups and downs. He'd have a really good start, have a shutout, have a 1-run complete game pitching outing, and then would give up 7 or 8. So I don't know which Tyler Mahle we're going to get today, but hopefully it's the one that can shut this team down and give us a chance to win. Up for the Padres is C.J. Abrams, starting off for them with again. Hasn't fared too well in this series until we got back home, where he went 2 for 4 yesterday. Now batting 167 overall, and first few pitches will be not even close for him. 2-0. Watching that one not get called on the inner half. 3-0 for CJ to watch a 4-seamer that covered 99% of the plate. I don't know how that one did not get called a strike, but hey, it is what it is. This one will be chopped on the ground. Brandon Nimmo will not beat this one out, but just be slow enough to go ahead and move the runner up. So doing his job a little bit for Fernando Tatis Jr. Perfect chance to score a run as he swings through the 4-seamer. His bat has been cold as well. Manny Machado only hitting 100. He's been cold as well. So maybe a big reason why this team has struggled so much in these first 2 games is he takes this one right out to Hernandez, who will glove it, throw over to first base for the easy out. And just like that, we both have people reach. No hits yet, but we're able to go ahead and secure everything down. Jesus Aguilar will come up next for the Reds, and he will chop this one. First pitch he sees on the ground at first base. He'll take it himself for out number 1. Doug Granger. 1-2, 1 out. Lines this one going into the outfield. It will drop down for the first hit of the ball game for either side. And looks like maybe our bats might be a little bit more awake. We're trying to end this game. We do not want to go to a game 5. We don't want to have to take this back home with them on a 2-game winning streak, riding momentum. Even if we are going back home they still have momentum and a hot streak, so we want to try to nip that right here. Let's get to the next round, because also too, the longer this goes, the more tired we'll be for the NLCS as opposed to the Phillies, and the more rest they'll get since they were able to get the sweep. Now runners at first and second thanks to that base hit by Rosario, and this one will be a broken bat over the first base. Throw to second for one. Back to first will not be in time. Too much speed down the baseline for Jay Allen, and a chance to maybe put some runs across, as Tyler Stevenson was clutch yesterday. Can he do it again with a 2-0 count? Yes, he will, as he gets a circle change that catches too much of the plate, as that's a RBI base hit into the left field. And there, just like yesterday, starting off early, getting the lead. We're up 1-0 now. And it'll be up to the pitching staff to try to hold it and us to score some more runs. Jonathan India, he'll take a circle change off the side of the plate, deep out into the outfield, but he will catch it before able to get into the warning track. So Tyler Stevenson once again coming in clutch, but unfortunately only one run to show of it this time instead of two like last time. And it'll be up to Tyler Mahaley to try to keep this thing moving. We'll skip to the bottom of the fourth here. We've got 1-0 to Brandon Nimmo. Watching everything that comes in here. Pitch count is pretty low for him. You see only 26 pitches through 3 innings of work. But Nimmo's being patient this time. Not trying to chop anything over to second base. Trying to get on base. But Rosario will tip this one off his glove. So Gallo's going to have to run in a long ways to glove it. And he's going to go over to second base. Nimmo will get in there smoothly, as that'll be a leadoff double. I guess technically is how you would score that. I mean, it's not really an error because he didn't make any mistake there. He just jumped up and couldn't reach it. As Tyler Mahaley gets the second strikeout of the game at a good time there with the runner in scoring position. You need outs here, so that way it can't be a sac fly situation. And Machado tried to get a sac fly himself, but that one was right where you probably didn't want it to go the most. As now we got Luke Voit up. He watches the first pitch go across for strike number 1. 0-1, swings and misses through the slider. Let's try to get the third strikeout of the game here. We will get it with that slider as well. Ending the fourth inning, still a 1-0 ball game. And we want to try to put some runs up to make this game just a little bit closer for our starting pitcher here. Now we got 1 out. Jonathan India coming up in the top of the 5th. Chris Paddock, pitch count looking kind of shaky. 66 pitches to this point. Hasn't even made it through the 5th. And that'll be a base hit that gets down into the outfield. India's bat starting to come alive a little bit as the leadoff runner. So now he'll be at first base with Cesar Hernandez right behind him. 0 for 2 today. Going a little cold. But when you get cold, you got to heat up sometime. And that'll be a base hit getting into the outfield. And now we've got runners at first and second. 1 out still. Moustakas, Mr. Clutch is up. Gets that one on the hands. I don't know if that'll bloop down. It will not, as it's going to be gloved in shallow center field. Thought maybe we might be able to muscle that one across. And now at least we got Joey Gallo up, though. Still got to be afraid of his bat. Full count. Swings and misses through the circle change low and away. And they'll get out of that run scoring possibilities. They're going to go ahead and go to their bullpen early. Archie Bradley will come in. Top of the 7th. Still 1-0 ball game. Nothing for them. Nothing for us. Everything has stayed just like it did in game 2. As he'll go ahead and come in first pitch and get Tyler Stevenson to go ahead and ground out. Now next up you have Jonathan India. Looking to try to make something shaky in the top half. This will be grounded over to third base. He'll reach out, grab it, take his time, and throw over to first base for the easy out. And Cesar Hernandez, 1-2. Only 6 pitches needed to go ahead and get out of this inning, man. That's a liner that was gloved by the first baseman. You better show him some love. And you see the Padres fans are waving them white flags. I know that's like the rally flag, but in this case, it looks like it's the give up flag. Like, please surrender. Stop hurting us like this. Thomas says he doesn't care about hurting y'all, so he's going to keep throwing these bullets in. 53 pitches to this point. Pitch count is incredibly low as he's getting these outs. Not too many strikeouts here today, but Fernando Tatis down 0-2 will be one of them with that curveball coming through. As I think that's only like his 5th strikeout of the ball game to this point, so looking pretty strong without even having to get too many strikeouts. As next up, we got Manny Machado. This is the bottom of the 7th for them, so they're down to their last set of outs here. This will be a fly ball gloved in by Granger. And that'll be 2 outs. Just down to their last 7 here. Luke Voit will take the first pitch he sees. This one will get down to the line. Granger, I don't think, has the speed to get there. It'll bounce down and get up against the wall. He'll come in with a quick throw, but not in time to second base as they throw down to third. As that'll be a 2-out double. And remember, just 1 run could be the tying run. So the winning run is at the plate here with Nomar Mazara, who has hit a home run in this series. So we're going to pitch him carefully as he gets that call straight there on the check. It is a 1-1 count for Mazara, who's 0 for 2 today. Haley's going to look to do something good to try to go in and get him sat down. Slider going to come in on the hands. Jay Allen's going to come in forward and barely grab that one off the shoelaces. If he misses, the ball game is tied, and we probably leaving up the other run too. He gloves that one. Great play by the rookie. And we'll end the 7th inning still up 1-0 with the heart of our order coming up. But we're going to go back to the pitching as they were still unable to do anything. James Wood's going to come up and swing through the 4-seamer for out number 1. Down to the last 5. 0-2 to Austin Nola, who will swing and miss. Throw down to first base on the drop third strike, and that'll get him. As Andrew Stevenson, the 9-hitter, looking to make something shake here with 2 outs. He'll watch the first pitch, a 4-seamer low. Good call, strike 1. Watch the second one, strike 2. Will he watch all 3 and go sit down for me? Nope. He will pop this one back behind Rosario, who will go back and glove this one. Just like that, they're down to their final 3 outs in this ball game. But before that, let's see if we can put some more runs up. And I'm going to go to our bullpen. And I had Jordan Hicks ready just in case that last inning with the double got a little out of hand. But this time we're going to go ahead and get Lucas Sims warmed up just in case I need my closer to come save this thing. As of right now, I'm looking to schedule him to go in. But it's going to be a game time decision depending on what happens in this inning. As far as runs go, as Tug Granger watches the slider, Ryan Withers getting his 2nd strikeout of the game, and he'll go sit down. Ahmad Rosario, 2 for 3. 2 singles today. Not doing too bad. Replacing Devers in the order as far as hits go. And he'll look to go ahead and try to get something started here as he watches that first pitch come in on the hands. Looking to try to make something shake here as that will be chopped over to the ground to second base. Throw goes over to first. Nice little 6-3 double ground out there as they get 2 outs. Jay Allen looking to maybe make a 2-out rally going. As he gets a base hit up the middle, that could be a good start for him. Good possibility to go ahead and make something shake here with 2 outs. Remember, we take any more runs that we can get. And now the clutchest hitter on the squad, Tyler Stevenson, at least for this postseason, takes this slider in on the hands and it'll get down against the line. Jay Allen's going to go to second base. He's going to round it to come around home. It'll be a double and no throw will even come in. It'll be a 2-0 ball game now as that will help extend this lead and extend our chances of winning just a little bit more. Jonathan India will line this one in. Bloop in front of the right fielder. We're just going to go ahead and send him home. Might as well, there's 2 outs anyway, and he slides in. It is 3-0 now. Got to take chances when you're at this point in the ball game. Why not? And that'll be a liner that gets into the outfield. 4 straight hits, and just like that, it's a 3-0 ball game with 2 outs. Runners at first and second, and they're going to bring back in Brent Sutter, who was able to get that 1 out to end things last time, and they're looking to just get this last out so they can at least get their bats back up and have a chance to get some hits in. And he'll be faced against Mike Moustakas, who he walks effectively right off the bat. 6 pitches through and already walked. Joey Gallo will come up now 0-2 after been fighting off a couple foul tips and just can't foul that one with the bases juiced. He will swing and miss for a strikeout. So at this point, with now a 3-run lead, I'd elect to not go with the pitch change. I'd elect to not bring in my closer. I'd like to let Tyler Mahaley try to finish this one out if he can. We got a 3-run cushion for him, so if it starts to get sticky, we'll pull him. But I just want to see how deep he can go. He's only throwing 74 pitches. And the first pitch he throws here in the 9th will be a grounder over to second base for an easy first out. Brandon Nimmo, first pitch that he sees. He'll pop this one right back to Mahaley himself. So just like that, 2 pitches, 2 quick outs, and I'm thinking we can get this complete game shutout. Now, 2-1 count here to Fernando Tatis Jr. We're looking to be a little bit careful. Swinging through the splitter down low. We know he can take one over the fence, though, and make this game back close. 2-2. Watches the curveball go off the edge, and Manny Machado's over there waiting up next. With the full count, do you try to lay something over the zone where he can crush it? Or do you just give up the walk? We try to put something in the zone that he might swing through, but he will club this one barely into the outfield and get over the wall. If we weren't shifted, that's an easy catch. The fact that we were shifted and the fact that it was just barely out of reach, like 2 centimeters out of reach. And this will be a base hit that gets in front of Granger, who will come up throwing pretty lazily, though, and that might be the hesitation that they needed to get a run in as Fernando Tatis Jr. scores the first run, and this inning is already looking kind of familiar. Remember what happened last time? I didn't want to, listen to my inner gut and feelings, so this time I go ahead and listen. We bring in Lucas Sims, who has saved the game already to this point. Now we just need him to come in and get the last 2 outs. That's all we need from him here today, is to get 2 more outs, and he can get it honestly in 1 pitch if he gets a ground ball and get this double play up to face Luke Voigt. Straight out of the bullpen, though. Watches that 4-seamer get called a ball on the corner. Swings through that low 4-seamer. Say 1-1 count here and swings through another slurve. as we have him in a great position here to get a strikeout, trying to get the slider to him. It does not work. 2-2. Swings and misses, and that'll get it, man. Got Luke Voigt to swing and miss through the pitch. And just like that, your Cincinnati Reds, your big red machine, will go ahead and be going to the NLCS, the National League Championship Series. And who will be waiting for us? None other than the Philadelphia Phillies, probably our toughest challenge of the season. Now, I know I told you guys the season series with the Padres. At this point, the season series with the Phillies is the exact opposite. We were 4-3 against the Padres. We're 3-4 against the Phillies. So we'll get more into that here in a second. But let's celebrate this win. 11 hits as a team, so a lot of runners left on base here today. Could have got more, but I'm just proud of the guys for pulling it out, man. Tom Haley, 8 2/3, 4 hits, 7 strikeouts. On the way to getting a victory here, and Lucas Sims getting the final strikeout to go and shut the door here. And it was just a magical outing and start here. If this was regular season, I would have probably kept Haley in until he blew the lead. But postseason, we want to go ahead and get to the next round. You don't get too many chances to put away teams, so you got to put them away when you have the opportunity. So we will be going against the Phillies. On the other side, you see the Mariners are swept the Yankees, and the Angels are up 2-1 on the White Sox. So I did see you guys comment about wanting to possibly see other rounds and other eliminations, so I will try to bring that in, especially for the ALCS, to see who goes to the World Series and maybe even World Series gameplay if we don't make it. But for this one, we just went ahead and went to the Angels screen and simulated. Looks like the Angels went ahead and won that last game, so they will be taking on the Mariners in the next round, as well as we will be taking on the Phillies. So top 2 seeds on our side, and it looks like the 2 seed versus, I don't even know if you can call the Mariners the 4 or the 5 seed, but one of the wild card teams is over there too. So good chance if we get to the World Series to play somebody maybe a little bit under us. But as far as this series, Luis Severino, Shohei Ohtani, we finally get to hit against him and see what he's all about. He's making major waves in real life, and in the game, he's still a beast. But we're going to have to see. He's going to have to see me next time. So if you guys are ready for it and you guys are ready for the next episode, hit the video with a like, comment, subscribe down below. I have already recorded it, so it is coming soon. It will be out this Saturday. So if you guys need something to do Saturday around 4 p.m., it's the day before the Super Bowl, so you don't have to worry about interfering with football. Go ahead and check back to the channel and get ready for the NLCS games 1 and 2. As it will be Luis Severino and Hunter Green going head-to-head with their top 2 pitchers, and we'll see if we can get off to a good start here. We'll be in Philadelphia for the first 2, and then we'll be back at home for the next 3. So great chance that we can still win to win in front of our home crowd. So if you guys are ready for that, man, like I said, leave a like, comment, subscribe down below if you guys are ready for more Reds rebuild. And I'll catch you guys in the next video, man. It's me, your boy GM Smooth, aka SmooveGotGame, aka the King of Games. And I will catch you guys in the next video. I'm out.